दोस्तों ज़िंदगी में बहुत भाग-दौड़ है और हमें सब कुछ करना है, बहुत कुछ करना है, सब कुछ पाना है, पर कुछ ना कुछ इम्पोर्टेंट हमेशा छूट जाता है या एट द एंड ऑफ द डे हम बहुत टायर्ड या अनप्रोडक्टिव फ़ील करते हैं। शायद इसलिए कि हम अपना टाइम ठीक से मैनेज नहीं कर पा रहे। Friends, today on Witty and Gani, Lisa will talk about time management. I've made these 10 points as you can see on my screen. I find these 10 points are very efficient for me. You can change the order, you can give it more or less time as it's convenient to you. Let's discuss this in the next slides. So, I'll just give you a brief. I'm going to be talking about how do you track your time, how do you plan, how do you rest, how do you set your goals which are realistic, how do you organize, how to eliminate distractions and avoid multitasking because nobody can actually multitask, how to stay fit, how to prioritize things, and whatever you can delegate, please delegate. How to delegate would also be discussed. Let's follow this. So, keep a check on your time. Allocate time to things that you know would take a certain time. आई गिव यू एन एग्जांपल। जैसे अगर हमें लगता है हमें 11 बजे एक मीटिंग में पहुंचना है, तो यहाँ से 1 घंटा गूगल मैप बता रहा है, ट्रैफिक टाइम लगता है, तो फिर हम 10 बजे अपने घर से निकल जाएँगे। वी डू दीज़ थिंग्स और हमने कभी अकाउंट ही नहीं किया उन टाइम्स को। मुझे नाश्ता करने के लिए कितना टाइम चाहिए? मुझे नहा धो के रेडी होने के लिए कितना टाइम चाहिए? हमें अपना ड्रेस या आउटफिट सेलेक्ट करने के लिए कितना टाइम चाहिए? वहाँ जाएँगे, अगर हम रास्ता भूल गए, कोई वीआईपी लाइन है, कोई रूट लग गया, डू आई हैव 10-15 मिनट्स एक्स्ट्रा ऑन माय हैंड? एम आई टेकिंग दैट टाइम? मुझे वहाँ से व्हीकल पार्क करने के लिए कितना टाइम लगेगा? वहाँ से क्या मुझे ऑफ़िस या रूम में, बिल्डिंग में वॉक करने के लिए कुछ टाइम चाहिएगा? सो एनीहाउ यू हैव टू प्लान दैट यू आर रीचिंग देयर, like we have to start working backwards. How do we plan? For an 11 o'clock meeting, I expect that I should be there by 10:45. If I am 1 hour away, I'll plan to leave my home at 9:45, which means 9 o'clock I should be done with my breakfast. 9 से 9:15 के बीच में I'm done with my breakfast. I'm ready with my presentation, with my talking points, so that I can drive in peace. If you have a driver, you can do this en route as well, and you can plan things accordingly. So हैव अ बैकवर्ड प्लान कि अगर मुझे यहाँ इतने बजे पहुँचना है, तो मुझे पार्किंग का टाइम भी एलोकेट करना है। मुझे एडवांस में पहुँचने के लिए, एक्सीडेंटल डिलेज़ के लिए, अपनी प्रिपरेशन के लिए, अपने कपड़े डिसाइड करने के लिए, इन चीज़ों के लिए टाइम एलोकेट करना है। दिस इज़ समथिंग दैट मोस्ट पीपल डू नॉट। दे आर जस्ट लाइक मैं बस 2 मिनट में निकल जाऊँगा। But that 2 minutes is never less than 20 minutes. I hope you don't do that with you. And also, after that meeting, when are you going to follow up? What are you going to do? Keep that organized. What are your learning points? Keep notes and keep your reminder systems intact. So, likewise, you can schedule everything on your day. Sometimes, if you are working fast, one of the ways of working efficient is pick out if there is any to do for you in your to do list that is going on towards that route कि आप वहाँ से आते वक्त या जाते वक्त एक और काम अपना निपटा कर आ सकते हैं। नेक्स्ट, सो द 7 steps टू गोल सेटिंग्स। आई बिलीव इन सेटिंग गोल्स। एलन मस्क ने कहा था आपको 10 साल में जो भी करना है उसकी लिस्ट बनाओ और एक ही साल में वो सब करने की कोशिश करो। इवन इफ यू फेल यू विल बी फार अहेड देन द पीपल हु आर planning to do it in 10 years because they're still planning. And inspired by that, I have, you know, inspired by that, I have come out with these points wherein you exactly know what you want to do. Figure out your goals, write them down. When you see them, when you write it down, you get a better clarity on what it is. Then you consider the standards and the points against which you will measure your goals. ये कितना अचीवेबल है, इसके साथ मुझे क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम्स आ सकती हैं, हाउ डू आई प्लान फॉर द पोटेंशियल ऑब्स्टेकल्स दैट माइट कम। इन्वेस्टमेंट्स नहीं हो रही है, किसी का स्टार्टअप आइडिया है तो इन्वेस्टर्स मिलना है, प्रोटोटाइप्स बनाना है, आपकी कोई टीम है जो काम नहीं कर पा रही है, वो इतनी एफिशिएंट नहीं है। प्रिपेयर फॉर ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स दैट कैन गो रॉन्ग, मर्फीज लॉ, वट एवर कैन गो रॉन्ग विल गो रॉन्ग, बट when it goes wrong, how will you keep still standing? So map out a timeline. Your business idea may be great as an idea, but if it doesn't show you any productivity or any positive results in a certain timeline, maybe that's not what you're meant for best. Close it, take your learnings, move on. Map out a timeline so that you understand you have to do this in this period. If you're not able to do that in that period, either you work on building your efficiency, either you sort out what is wrong, or you just chuck that away. And small goals can have smaller targets. शॉर्ट टर्म प्लान्स, लॉन्ग टर्म प्लान्स आप प्लान करके देख सकते हैं कि आपको लेट्स से मुझे अगर अपने एग्जाम के सिलेबस के लिए कुछ पढ़ना है, तो मैं 10 चैप्टर्स को विद इन 5 डेज, विद इन 4 डेज डिवाइड कर सकती हूँ, एंड आई कैन डू इट इन दैट टाइम लाइन. You can create a plan on how you want to go about this, how much time you want to allocate to this, how much do you want to study this in depth, and then monitor your progress consistently. This is very, very important. It is extremely important to monitor and be consistent. Unless you are able to consistently monitor, you would not be able to really utilize your time management plan fully. I prefer that we use a planner like that where I know this is what I'm going to do daily. This is my habit tracker. This is my favorite, like, because I'm also a married working woman. So I keep my meal plan also. So I know I don't have to rack my brains on what needs to be cooked today or tomorrow. And it is all there on the planner and schedule. And this is my like long term, short term, and a little long term plan about what am I going to do this week. I'm going to do all through the month. And it has my office project schedules, it has my goal planner, it also has my habit tracker, my health, and things that I want to say to myself or remind myself of is all up on there. So this I think is a brilliant way of explaining to yourself how you want to go about life. So one of the, sorry for that. So, time blocking and time batching. These are two things that I usually give out as one of the most important things, and जिसके बारे में बहुत लोगों को नहीं पता है. People usually ignore this. So, you have to block some chunks of time that you block in your calendar and you assign tasks to each block. Like 2 hours daily, I give out for my workout and my meditation. And if I am not doing that in 2 hours, then that is a problem. I need to resolve that. I need to work that out. That is my personal thing. You can have a time block for anything, be it your meditation, be it your exercise, be it your prayers, be it your spiritual journey, but anything, make sure you have allocated a block of time for something. Then you can also have batch, wherein you can just group similar tasks to make a batch. So if I have to go to the market, I have to go to X shop and Y shop and Z shop and get this done in 1, 2, 3, continuous in the consecutive order. So that is batching. So we can do more in lesser time. You have to uh, you know do anything that you can do to eliminate the downtime between the task. So this works very well. I usually, things that are for repairs and other things that needs to be mended, I put them in my car. I don't keep it in the house. I just don't keep it in the house. Everything is in the car. Whatever needs to be fixed is in the car. Whenever I'm going out, if I happen to pass by, I'll drop this, I'll pick this, I'll drop that, I'll pick that. It takes a minute or two extra, but it saves me an extra round of going there, getting it done, coming back, then going elsewhere and getting it done. You know what I mean? So that's how I call task batching, and that has really made things super efficient for me. And take a break. That's very important, to take a break, to have a perspective, to see things as they are, let it soak in, rejuvenate, and then get back. It's important for you to also maintain yourself. I've chosen a girl because that's what who I am. So it's also important to do things that help you look better, feel better, and I think these things are are extremely important for a person who's working and who's going out and socializing, that you're presentable at all times. So, yes, take a break, give some time to yourself on your fitness, look, whatever works best for you. So, why is it so important to take a break even in your busy schedule? Because your brain health is dependent on that relaxation. You have to have a timely sleep. You have to have some relaxation. You should be able to meditate. I've already told you about the importance of meditation, and I personally use it. Interact with some friends, call up a friend, enjoy a chit chat, not just work, like a chit chat that makes you feel good. Do some exercise. I follow some regime on fitness. I try to. Sometimes I just get little lazy. Maybe I'll put it in relaxation corner. Sometime I swap physical exercise with relaxation. Food and nutrition, we all love junk food, but and we have plenty to eat, but most of us are still malnourished or undernourished because we are not taking enough nutrient that is required, and then you'll feel fatigue, lethargy, or you'll have some or the other deficiency causing some or the other problem. So if possible, take a course on food and nutrition and take care of your body, understand your body, and give it what it needs best to stay fit. And you can make your own cycle and priority, but these are the things that I feel, these six things are most important and extremely essential to relax, to interact with friends or neighbors or people that you like. Meditate, exercise, eat well, avoid multitasking. So a lot of people say women can multitask, but technically we are not made to multitask. Our brains are not enabled to function in a multitasking manner. What they do is they allocate space. When you're doing one task, you can focus. And when you're doing another task, your brain alternates. And sooner you alternate, more prone to making mistakes you are. I'll explain this again. मैं एक काम करते करते अगर दूसरा काम कर रही हूँ, like when you say when you're driving, you shouldn't be using your phones because you cannot do two timing. You cannot do two things at the same time because that can be risky for your lives and the lives of the people who are on the road. That is an extremely dangerous situation. Similar things can happen when you're working, like you're texting when you're coming down the stairs, when you're working on a presentation and maybe cooking or something else is in your mind, and you end up typing different words that were coming to your head like that, while you're thinking of the food that you got to be preparing. So avoid multitasking because your brain is going to allocate same space to two things. If you're allocating that space, then there would be a different khichdi that you would not want to see. And our brain just alternates, it does not do two things at the same time. So please, please, please avoid it. It's best, there's a lot to do and we always take on a lot of things on us as what we gotta do. So I love this matrix by Eisenhower, and it tells you how do you prioritize and segregate. I pick out the list of the most important and urgent things and I do them first. Can you see this here? The high value things that have deadlines and they have consequences if they are not completed in time, which includes if I have to pick my child from school, there is this consequence. I cannot move that timeline. I have to be there at that time. I do not like to leave my kids away with any of the other stuff, so I would like to do that myself. So this is urgent and important. Things that are not urgent or but they're important. So you can schedule it. Okay, I'm gonna do it at this time. I can do it before that, or I can do it at this timeline. I can give a block or batch it with something, but I'll put it in my schedule that I get it done. There are things that are neither urgent nor important. Just make sure you delete those things because they take so much time. If people ask you for meetings, ask them the agenda. If there is no agenda where you can contribute or you'd be interested or it would be fruitful for your growth, just don't put it in your timeline. It's not worth it. In constitutional use, spending too much time on social media, scrolling, watching reels that we don't realize, watching a minute's reel can take an hour. It'll just go on and on and on and on, and it will never end, never end. But things that are urgent but may not be so important, then you can ensure or ask any of your friends or relatives or people around you, your staff, your colleagues, if you can delegate some of those things. Now we can use other tools like chat gpt and things to delegate a lot of your work, and see if there is something that can you can be delegating. Please do that. How do you delegate that? I would discuss. So have to delegate effectively. Choose a person, see what you want to delegate, choose a person who can do it, explain it to them in detail, how break your task in a small little points, and give them exactly how you want to go about it. I would do a next video which is going to talk about how to delegate effectively, and I'm going to talk about that in detail. So express confidence in the person. Tell them that you trust them and you know that they can do it very well. See if they are available to do it. Listen to that person's feedback. See if they are actually capable of doing this. Ask questions, reactions, suggestions, whatever you want to do. Establish checkpoints and deadlines. Keep in touch with the person. Observe if they are doing it, if they can do it. Then be thankful, be grateful, recognize reward whatsoever you can. If it's in the family, it's in the office, it's elsewhere, express your gratitude to the person who did it for you somehow. And it's okay to say no. You can still be a good person with a kind heart and say no. If there is something that you cannot do, that you do not have time for, that is not your priority, please, please say no. I cannot do that. I am not available. You don't have to be polite with everyone. Just say it if you don't have it. So if you don't have any time available, say no. And I'd like to just conclude this presentation with 3 points. They are my three A's. When I say stay aware, be very realistic, understand that your time is a limited resource and there is only so much that you can do. And in that, you gotta be efficient to do maximum that you can. Organize your goals, plan your schedule, and try to be as efficient as you can by the way of arrangement of your tasks. Adapt regularly, monitor how you use your time and how are you actively involved in using your time best. Change your priorities, adapt to the interruptions and another growth goals that you're setting next. So that's all for today. I hope you like it. I hope this helps you in managing your time. If you have any other questions that I could be answering you with or helping you with, please put your comment. Um, Give me some feedback, things that you'd like to know more about, any details, and I'd be happy to help. Like, share, subscribe. Witty and Gani, your friend Lisa. Bye. Have a good day.